All right, today I want to tell you guys the story of how I lost nearly $130,000 at just age 22. I'm Thatagentkelly. I talk about real estate investing, and my local market here in Vancouver, British Columbia. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So if you enjoy this content, follow along with a thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you like this video so it pushes my content out into the algorithm so other people can see this content. Let's get into this video. All right, so how I lost $130,000 at age 22. Well, the year was 2017. I had just stumbled across this Bitcoin thing, and I had put $8,000 into a coin called Stellar because my buddies were talking about it, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, literally 2 months down the road, that $8,000 was worth $134,000 or $138,000 or something like that. And I ended up not selling it. And I literally rode that baby all the way down until literally the $8,000 that I had put in was worth $8,000. So how does this happen? How can I be so possibly stupid to literally lose every single cent that I had made while the coin was going up and literally get out of nothing? How was I up $130,000 and exit with nothing? How does that happen? Well, it's a little something that I like to call, well, I like to say fading the narrative, but this is actually the opposite of fading the narrative. This is following the narrative. This is getting sucked into the current market sentiment, and that's what happens, right? So back in 2017, in the crypto space, the current market sentiment was, this is just the beginning. Crypto is going to go to the moon. The institutions haven't even started coming in yet. So on and so forth. There was all of these narratives for why Bitcoin and all these altcoins were going to keep going up, right? We're the early adopters, institutions, blah, 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 blah. And then after it started going down, what ends up happening is you wait for a bear market rally, right? So it comes down, and then once it starts rocketing up again, you're like, this is it. It's going to go past the all-time high. We're going to the moon, right? And then it comes back down, and literally the entire time, the market sentiment the entire time is, we're going back up to the moon, right? Until you've lost 70% of your position, and then you're like, hey, well, it's clear we're not going to the moon, but I'm not going to sell now because I had $130,000 and now I only have $30,000. So why would I sell now? I'll just wait till it's, $130,000 again. And it keeps going down and keeps going down and keeps going down. Basically, that's the story of how I lost $130,000. But why is this story important? There's a statistic out there, and it goes like this. 90% of people lose money in the stock market because they do exactly what 90% of people do, right? So, knowing that statistic, if you just do the exact opposite of 90% of people, if you do the exact opposite of whatever the majority of people are doing, your chances of making money are 90%. Isn't that nuts how that statistic actually plays out? And I think it's so true. Anytime where I have followed the current narrative or the majority of people and what they're doing, I lose money. Every single time. The only time I've ever made money doing that is doing call options on AMC, like a 3-day call option on AMC. This is the one time in my life I've made money following the majority. But all the other times I've made money, it's doing the exact opposite of whatever everybody else is doing. So let's take a look at the market today. So there's something called the AII Sentiment Survey. I'll pull it up on the screen here. But basically what this states is this is a measurement for how bearish or bullish or neutral the, people are, the market is, over the course of the next 6 months. Currently, right now, we're at like a 45% for bearishness or something like that. But up until this week, all of the weeks prior, we have been at all-time highs for bearishness, like 58%, 60%, 58%, 60%. And before this, this is the most consistently bearish we have ever been in history. Aside from 1 week in 2009, where we printed a 70% bearish print. And believe it or not, that week marked the literal bottom of the stock market in the great financial crisis. So it's funny how the maximum bearish everyone could possibly be marks the bottom of the market. right? You think the market would keep going down if everyone's bearish. No, it does the exact opposite of what everybody thinks. And that pretty much happens, like I said, statistically should happen 90% of the time. The market's going to do the exact opposite of whatever everybody thinks. So knowing that information and knowing that story that I told you, right, which by the way, I made 100 grand in the 2021 run up in crypto and I got out before the market crashed again because and it was the same thing again in 2021. The institutions are in, blah, blah, blah. The sentiment was that crypto was going to go to 150 grand. No, stopped at 68,000, right? I already knew this. I was out at 52, 53,000 this time because I know once that sentiment gets too far swayed to one direction, you should do the opposite. Whether it's too bullish or it's too bearish, you should be doing the opposite. Fundamentally, it may not work every time, but fundamentally, if you just do that every time, over the long term, it will average out into a positive gain, right? So what should you do? Knowing that the market is extremely bearish right now over the next 6 months, and everybody's saying sell, nobody's buying, it's just nothing but fear porn. Everywhere you look, in the media, social media, everywhere, people are selling, nobody's buying. Get out of the markets now while you can. You're gonna own nothing and be happy by 2030. Me, I'm fading the narrative. I'm doing the exact opposite. I've been buying stocks. Yes, I'm losing money. Yes, stocks are going down. I'm buying more as they go down. That's just me personally. And fundamentally, that's what you should be doing. Maybe I'll lose big this time. Maybe this is the one time in history where stocks don't come back, real estate doesn't come back, and everything just goes to hell. It's possible, but it's not a bet that I'm willing to make. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm Thatagentkelly. Thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.